Hello. It is 8 o'clock here. I don't know what time it is where you guys are. I have. That's a good noise. Sorry. Found a new noise maker. I do not have the comments up on the screen, but my wife is back. Hello, wife.
Hello.
And she is going to be looking at comments. And I'm going to try to get the bear sculpture finished up in the next hour and a half that we are together or so. Maybe 2 hours. Let's see how much Mr. has in him as he's had a day. I'm sure that right now everybody is saying hello, and I'm saying hello back to each and every one of them. This paint is still wet from a previous project. Perhaps it was YouTube Wednesday related. We'll never know. Hope everybody out there had a good day. We had to get Bella fixed today. We didn't have to, we chose to. Now's a good time because we have time at home to be with her while she recovers. She's wearing the cone of shame. And she had a little eye operation because she had a little folded eyelid. And they had to fix that. So, now I'm working on a bear.
Well, that table didn't stay white for long.
No, the table does not stay white for long.
Morris, hey. Hello, Alan. I'm definitely going to try my hand at bear trap this Halloween. Virus.
Awesome. Do it.
Hi, Michael. Thank you. Birthday was fine. Sadly, I had to work a night shift, which was zero fun, but I did get a 3 a.m. martini, which is always good.
Yeah.
Yay!
See him with the longer snout, wife?
Yeah, I saw. I'm just certain that everybody shrieked when we took that wire and cut it on.
Well, you got it. You got to do what you got to do.
Thank you, Jamie.
And if you look over here, all I have going right now is a montage of bear teeth. I need some bear teeth. It's gotta be bear teeth till the end of time. They gotta be pointy. They gotta be bear.
I was really impressed how you changed the snout. I was so scared. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean it's not for the faint-hearted, I guess.
Thank you, Courtney. I'm watching the Slender Man.
Oh, tell me how it is. I haven't seen it yet.
Marlene, she's doing very well. Now she's sleeping again, so getting better. There's a band called Bear Teeth seems after.
Well, one day I might listen to their music. Someone asked a while ago if I ever used a Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
And when they asked me that, this was over here on a Lazy Susan, but I forgot.
Can you show them how she's doing?
I have not showed them how she's doing. I might later.
Got 44 people watching.
These guys came for serious bear stuff, honey.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They're not worried about our dogs.
Gosh, my apologies. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you. Y'all folks down by Dallas are going to get hammered with the weather tonight. Stay safe. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you. That's
Right
our
now,
attention.
It's actually not close to us right now, but it will be here later.
And if we lose internet, then it's just over. Know that we're having storms in the area today.
Spastic Pug says I'm always worried about them. Well, she's doing all right. She's had a light dinner and she's peed and drank water and napped and all the things I want her to do. So far I'm giving this a big thumbs up. want her to feel better.
Remember we put that muzzle on? Well, there's a little bit of just roughness on it. And one of the things that you want to do is rake out your sculpture so that, and I'm putting all these little rake lines on it.
Thank you, big dog. Bear stuff and dogs and cats. You just started storming here in Indiana. Big sister's moving through. That's from Rachel Powell.
Hello, Rachel Powell.
Big dog says he wants to know how the puppies do.
All right, fine.
What happened to Pupper? Plastic Ninja, she got spayed today, but she also has an, what's the word?
Cone of shame. Oh, entropian eyelid.
Entropian eyelid. Her eyelid folds in and it tears up and it really irritates. So they also did a little minor, I guess I call it an insertion on her little eye. And so she's got sutures in her eyelid. So she's a little napified.
She has to wear
She's got a cone of
the
shame.
cone of shame.
But she's sleepy and she followed us in here and she'll probably sleep the rest of the day, which is good. She's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Will you use fabric fur or the other kind on the bear?
Probably fabric fur. I mean, it does a real good job of looking like bear fur, and I have a good bit of brown. I'll blend into one of those fur bodies that I've got, because I just think that's going to be magical.
It's been raining on and off here in Michigan, says Jake Petson.
Yeah, we haven't been hitting a lot of rain. What part of Michigan are you in?
Will Carrot, we just went live 6 minutes ago.
Yeah. What did Will say?
This is how long you've been live. I've been getting notification.
Well, 6 minutes apparently is the answer.
She is very sleepy, and but she's doing well. Hello, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan.
Check out David Romero yet.
I haven't. I'm sorry.
Hi, Linda.
I took a dog to the vet. That takes some time.
Because we live in the country.
So when I'm putting these smaller teeth in, come a little bit closer.
I used to work at a vet, and I helped with some of their. It's tougher than neutering, so she'll be sleeping for a while. This is plastic. Agreed, and we got her spayed today because we've got some days at home, so we can monitor and watch her. We're getting neutered next week, but that won't be near stuff. So that was the plan. Alan, have you done a tape transfer for fur?
Absolutely, it's in my Khajiit video.
Is it worth the time to do, or just leave the normal backing on the faux fur?
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. For a mask for a haunted house, you're fine with the normal backing. You really are. But if there, depends on what you're trying to do.
Hello from windy, rainy, and tornado northeast Oklahoma. Yes, they do get a fun tattoo. I can't see hers yet because she's been kind of curled up, but pretty sure she's got one. What armature are you using?
What armature? This is one that I made. This is an Allen armature.
I've been hating these thunderstorms we've been having lately. We got caught out in a hailstorm in our car with tennis ball size hail. It's spring, David. Where are you guys? We're in Texas. Yeah, Plastic Ninja. I'm sure she has it. We'll see if she's got her little tattoo when she feels a little better. We just got her home about 2 hours ago.
They get a tattoo?
Well, they get a little green line. The tattoo it's a temporary. It just stains the skin so it shows where to make the incision. Where did you get that?
Say, no daughter of mine should have a tattoo.
Shreveport. Okay, so you're not far from us. Yeah, we're pretty sure we're going to get it too. Hence the reason we're gonna go live now and try to.
Yeah, and you know what? If we lose signal because if we lose signal, we just lose signal. Sorry.
I'm in southeast Oklahoma, so the path is short too. So, what's wrong with tattoos? Says Connie Pierce.
That's what you're supposed to say when your daughter gets a tattoo. I mean, heck, she's only 6 months old.
I'm having a hard time finding an armature that's big enough. I hate piling huge amounts of clay on the armature. Any place to buy them when they aren't crazy expensive?
Where are you located? Because shipping is crazy expensive.
Do you like found footage movies?
I do, actually. I enjoy found footage horror movies, monster movies. I find myself that I enjoy that format, yes.
Logan K, who asked about finding an armature, is in Missouri.
Okay. Because I'll sell some for me, you know. I'll sell mine. Mine are big because I have a large head, and, you know, it's my head. But, boy. No, I mean, Ed head is like the standard. But I would not say it's particularly large. Ed head kind of needs some work on it. And then this guy gets a split.
Hello, Scott Creighton. Hello, Vic Springson.
Hey Vic, hey Scott. And I am taking a ball of clay, all right, and then I'm trying to break it in half evenly. Let's see if that's even. It's pretty even. And then I'm going to use it to make a tooth on this side. I'll just put it in place. And a tooth on this side.
How much would one of yours cost roughly the armatures? I can message you later about details.
Honey, how much are they?
Armatures?
Yeah. Sculpting armatures. I think they're 60 and 120. I think they're 60 and 120.
I firmly believe that found footage films are the easiest movies to produce.
You're probably right.
My house out here in Charlie, Texas is just barely going to be missed by the storm. Stupid.
Okay, and then I do the same to the other side over here.
Didn't Carl have a bear friend?
Yes, he had Willie Bear and Harry Bear, who were mascots for his pizza place.
Would it be better to do his own live cast?
Yes, that'd be best. That would absolutely be best. But it's also a pain in the butt. And you have to find someone who can do your life cast. Because you cannot do it yourself. Don't do that, you could die.
Lockhart, storms need to go away. I need a Harley day. Hello from May.
I need a fishing day. I was supposed to go fishing today.
What is your favorite found footage movie?
Well, I think this is one that started it all, Blair Witch, you have to give homage to. It really started the trend. But there's a decent one called Man Versus, where it's this guy, and he ends up, you know, you think it's a Bigfoot movie, but surprise, aliens.
Horror movies in general are cheap to make and easy to make profit.
Oh, I cannot agree with that. Maybe now, I guess the scene has changed quite a bit, but profit on a movie is, you know, it's like profit on a haunted house. It's possible.
Are you going to make a full bear costume or just the mask?
Oh, full costume, full costume. Okay. See, now I'm using this to carve in a gum shelf, and then I can place the teeth in that little gum shelf.
Alan, what do you usually charge to sell molds?
To sell molds? Well, if someone wants like a custom mask, and they want me to sculpt them a mask, and I am gonna give them the mold rights, it's $4.50 for half mask.
Thanks to the Bear Trap DIY on YouTube Wednesday, we're going to make several. Says Dan McCorson.
You know what? Those are so good in sets. I end up making a lot of those.
Is the fur going to be brown or black?
Brown. Well, the first one's going to be brown, and then I'll probably do a polar bear version too.
Hey Alan, what do you usually, oh, it says, what is your favorite to fish for, Alan? Trout, or bass, or etc.?
Alligator gar. It's like you're catching a dinosaur, and it's wonderful.
I think Lake Mungo was a better found footage film than Blair Witch, just my...
It was good. It was good, but it was only made after Blair Witch. You know, Blair Witch really started the found footage movement.
Make sure you make baby bears as well, so the whole family contributes.
Baby bear.
Either buy from Alan, or you could at Yard Crane in Kansas City if they have one, or you can make your own. This is for Logan on furniture.
Yard crane.
You be sculpting in a ton.
I don't think I will actually on this. I don't think it's going to work out that way.
I'd love to cross a zombie movie with a ghost. The ghost should be shrouded, or it could be easy to misinterpret as a zombie movie. This is Jordan Peterson.
Okay. When you say shrouded ghost, you really mean sheep ghost.
Have you ever?
That's, I mean, I
have you
know.
ever fished for sturgeon?
I have not fished for sturgeon. I haven't been a place where there was sturgeon to do the fishing.
Do you catch and eat, or catch and release?
I just catch and release. I just want them to learn a lesson.
Aren't polar bear heads shaped differently?
Shh. Once the bear is white, no one will notice.
You could make a funny short film with the masks that you can make.
I could. I could. Or I could make a serious film. I could be a serious filmmaker.
Let's see her air
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have the horror movie bug to make a horror movie. I'm a haunted house guy, but I understand there's a possibility of it.
The ghosts in Crimson Peak were awesome.
Yes, they were. The ghosts in Crimson Peak were awesome.
Gator Gar are fun to watch.
Fun to catch, that's for
I'm
sure.
sorry, fun to catch.
Yeah.
When you make a polar bear, I'm probably going to buy one since it left 2001. Do you agree with my ghost movie logic, says Jordan Peterson?
I kind of do, actually.
Hello from Brazil. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
To the bem, to the bem.
Shannon is seriously on top of her comments tonight, Josh.
She is. She is.
Oh.
She's not straying away and looking at
Kitten videos.
kitten videos. Yeah. Or China patterns.
China parties or dinner parties or
Right.
recipes. Alan, have you ever tried bow fishing? It's awesome for that, for when patients are in short supply.
It's hard to let them go afterwards because they have a hole in them. So other than that, it does appeal to me. I actually really like the hunting aspect of fishing. I do not like to go out in big water and try the fish lottery of just throwing my line in the water and hoping. I really do like to get in small water, creeks and things, wade fish or kayak fish, and try and find the fish, and then try to catch them.
And then you kiss them and let them go.
And then occasionally they get kissed and let go. Sometimes I just let them go because I'm a savage. I don't even call them back.
You always have. All visuals in Crimson Peak were good. I agree.
Beautiful movie.
Beautiful movie. Yes, Scott, I am now a year wiser. This is ever so true.
Successfully completed her trip around the sun.
Well, Cobwebs and Candlesticks. Hello. Hello, all. I'm coming in a little late. Alan, what are you working on today?
I'm working on a bear. I'm trying to get the bear done.
Can you do a video where Shannon makes scary stuff and Alan watches cat videos? Oh my god. Yes, but I would be cooking or grilling or smoking.
Yeah, she
So I would be
wouldn't.
doing something with food or gardening or some effect, and then, yeah, he would not be watching kitten videos. He would be watching, oh my gosh, what videos? What
Fail videos.
fail videos. He'd be watching fail learning. I just turned in, and the nose looks like a pig snoutish, and I'm not seeing a bear.
Okay. I understand that. Hopefully, we'll get there.
How about noodling?
I would go noodling. I haven't been thrilled with a lot of the noodling that I've seen. It seems like they're like, well, we know there's a catfish in. No, just go grope around and find it. All the time that I spent sculpting these teeth was wasted. Because when I put them in here, they just kind of became a blob.
Just checking, double checking, are we still good for tomorrow? Yes, Body Geeks, I sent you an email, and we are good for tomorrow. It looks like you'll probably be here around noon.
Okay.
If you're going to Biddy at 9, then I would assume you would make it up to us around noon. Do you hunt any other things?
No, I don't. I would like to go feral hog hunting at some point, because they're actually a real problem in Texas. But I haven't done that.
About the movie idea, what should my death shrouds want? Zombies want brains. What about spirits? What do they want?
Normally they want peace. Normally they only come back because they were wronged or they need closure. If you look at the movie Poltergeist, that was about spirits that needed closure. They moved the tombstones, but not the bodies. You didn't move the bodies.
Thank you, Scott McDonald Jr. Do you ever catch any bowfin or none?
No, I really want to. That is one of my wish list fishes. My wish list fishes is a bowfin, for sure.
Well, isn't it? Nothing more funny than a crotch shot after a poor life choice. Rob O'Brien. I want to go feral hog hunting too, says Plastic Ninja. Is that a paintbrush or is it a rubbed topper?
That is a silicone tipped sculpting tool.
Muster of permanent. Wild pigs are good eating.
I think any pig is good eating.
Alan's list: hunter, a feral hog, punch a bear. Anything else?
Punch a shark. Don't forget punch a shark.
You need to try bow fishing.
I don't.
Richard?
I don't know if I feel good about putting holes in fish, because you know, like if you go bow fishing, those fish die. And I fish for amusement, so I don't want to kill for amusement.
Hello, Hugo from Brazil. Alan, I have some access to a lot of land. You can hog hunt on any time, says Stuart.
Where are you at?
I used to go fishing on a fishing trip in the middle of May when the fish were spawning. I usually come home with around 90 for eating. Chad, what were you fishing for? Thomas R. Alan, have you checked out McKenzie Taxidermy Supply for animal reference? I find it very helpful since they don't have fur.
Normally, I use Van Dyke Taxidermy. That's what I normally go with because I get their catalog and stuff. And I've ordered from them in the past. I used to get eyes from them. So Van Dyke's. I haven't ordered from McKenzie, or I haven't really used much on McKenzie.
Chance Speck. How much is a clown mask?
Um,
$30 for one.
yeah, we have a clown blank that's $30 on our website. But if you want a finished clown mask, most of my finished half masks are 75, and clowns cost 3 times as much. So 75 times 3, 150, 175, $200 for a clown. Because clowns cost 3 times as much. Because there's so many clowns out there, I would just be muddying the waters. But if you want a clown blank that I sculpted, I have that.
And eating Reese's Puffs and watching Alan. In the words of Frank Sinatra, that's life.
That's
Chad
live.
Smith fishes for crappie and bass. The lake we go to is so overwhelmed there is no limit. Chad, what lake are you going to? Plastic Ninja says, I really want to hunt pythons in the Everglades.
Yeah, that sounds fun too. I used to alligator wrestle way back. Alexa, what are my notifications?
One new notification. From Alexa, U.S. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for mesquite. It'll be in effect until April 29th, 4 a.m. CDT.
Okay, so we might have some weather coming.
Right now, we're clear. We're not close enough to.
Yeah, right now we're fine. But if we go away, it's because we go away.
Right now, we're.
Yeah, so what's funny is I haven't really even addressed the nose of this guy. I just kind of put it on here, and I haven't gone in and worked on it at all. So eventually, I'll be doing that.
I enjoy fishing for big game fish with a 2-pound test line and ultra-light gear.
Man, not me. When I go for alligator gar, I have 75-pound test. I mean, but I'm going. You know, what I want is a 5-6 foot fish, and you know, I got 75-pound test because they will either lay on the line or they fight like the Dickens. Okay. I think I have some teeth roughed in here, guys. Now, I don't think his mouth will ever really close. So what I'm going to have to do is take these teeth off and get them a little further out. This needs to, these I need to sharpen a little.
My ghosts are vulnerable to fire because what else? Sister? Plastic
Salt, cold iron. Um, Salt, cold iron. Those are ghost vulnerabilities in most cultures.
Plastic Ninja. I want to find a clown concept cool enough that you wouldn't charge 3 times as much.
Well, keep at it. No matter how cool the clown concept, sadly, still a clown.
I like how the bear is coming along, says David Gibson.
Thank you. He's coming. He's getting there.
Chad Smith fishes at Friendship Lake in northwestern Illinois.
Cool.
Illinois is where you caught your pike.
Yeah. I caught a pike there, and I caught a walleye there.
A walleye, a pike, and white bass. Was it white bass? Yellow bass.
Yellow bass.
That was a fun trip.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I have to turn on before I get here. Has to on before you watch. What you're saying, John. A friend of mine went fishing and saw a deer get hit by a car ahead of him and stopped to move it off the road and was dead, but fully intact. How dreadful.
Are you implying that he ate the deer?
Put a ripped up arm in his mouth, says David.
You're obsessed with things in their mouth.
Will this be a bucket mold?
No. This will be a two-piece mold.
Body Geek says Blanco the clown is not 3 times the rate.
That's right. He's a blank.
Blanco. Even a custom zombie clown, says Chance Speck.
Yep.
No
Yep.
clowns, Chance.
Zombie
Just press
zombie
one.
clowns are a dime a dozen. I know of 10 different zombie clowns. There's too many. The world has too many clowns. And why do I make clowns cost 3 times as much? Because if I'm going to pollute the environment with more clowns, I should make some money off of it. Because really, every time I make a clown, I lose a piece of my soul.
The chance you can't get a $30 blank.
You
and
can.
make your own.
That's right. And nobody can stop your clowniness.
Make an Elmo-inspired monster and name it Emo, says George.
And you can vape the heck out of it while wearing that clown blank.
What is a bucket mold?
It looks like a bucket. It's normally you do it for a half mask, and you mold it over on the top and then all the way down to the ground. So when you flip it over, or all the way down to the table, when you flip it over, it's basically a bucket, and the inside is shaped like your mask.
Hello, Rodney Pope.
Hey,
Chance
Rodney.
Speck says I'm going away from clowns anyway. Good.
Good. I highly encourage that.
People get confused when I say I like the Joker, but I don't like evil clowns. This is spastic.
I understand.
Hello, Paul Bennett.
I can't like the Joker because he's a clown. He's too close to clown culture for me. Say Paul Bennett's on?
Paul Bennett is on.
Cool.
What are you doing to the teeth right now?
Well, if I left those teeth where they were, then the mouth would not be able to close because these teeth and these teeth would have clashed together. So what I did was I pulled the teeth out, I packed clay into where they were, and I put them on the outside, making it a wider track. But now this mouth will close. And what I'm doing right now specifically is blending in the teeth to the upper jaw. I'm going to put a lip on here in a bit, but I want this to blend together.
How much would a werewolf cost, Chance Speck?
It depends. I have werewolves that are as low as $100, and I have werewolves that are expensive as $350.
Check out our website.
Yep.
How much would you make the cast of Sesame Street? How How would you make the cast of Sesame Street actual monsters? This is a question for Jordan Weasel.
Okay. Actually, they could be terrifying with some slight changes. Um, the Big Bird kind of is terrifying. Lots of kids are afraid of him when they see him in person. But if you make him a little more like the megafauna creature called an axebeak, he would be really cool looking. And you could keep him yellow and keep some of the features, and that'd be fun. Fozzie the bear could just become an actual bear that loves to eat children because it's fun.
Wants to eat children?
Yeah. And then we're going with the Muppets, right?
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. So yes.
Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Bird.
I would change Oscar the Grouch into being a trapdoor spider, a green trapdoor spider. You know how trapdoor spiders work? That'd be a lot of fun.
I thought a bucket mold was a mold inside a bucket. I didn't see how that would work. I was confused. Thanks for clearing that up.
Here to help.
He decided to take it in the van to butcher it. Vince, a golden friend who asked what he caught fishing, that he foul hooked it across the river and brought it in on a 20-pound line. Very easy. I gotta go backwards and see where. A friend of mine went fishing and saw a deer get hit by a car ahead of him.
I got it.
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay. That's part 2. This is the melding of conversation.
He foul hooked it.
Okay. Put a ripened arm in his mouth, says Vic Screeson. Will this be a bucket mold? Asks David Outdoors 2012.
I was already asked that.
Blanco the clown is not 3 times the rate, says Blanco.
You already said that. I think you've.
No, they're talking to each other. Even if
Lose your spot?
make an Elmo-inspired monster and make it eat. Right.
Yeah, that's way back there.
Oh, this is tough. I'm trying to go back and forth. Any reason you don't add 3 or 4 legs to your molds to hold them level like so many others do in videos?
I just make the top of my mold flat, and that holds it just fine. I mean, some molds have legs, but only the big table molds have legs.
The first day I started posting sculpts instead of my mask, Juggalos blew my page up, made it clear I don't do clowns. This is Chad Smith.
Yeah.
Paul Bennett says, closed caption will be on after live stream. I've been through one and great friends help me out. And what he says or do on some of the parts, that does not like. Sean Regal! Should have gotten a mask yesterday. Sean, did you get your mask yesterday? I hope you did.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shaping this nose right. But that means I have to change my images, because right now I just have teeth up there that were helping me with.
Mikey says, do you need anything from Buc-ee's tomorrow?
Oh. Yes.
No. No.
Sugar-free chocolate-covered pecans.
Oh my God.
Sugar-free chocolate-covered pecans. You go into Buc-ee's, you turn right, and they're on the right.
You're wearing a Buc-ee shirt.
I am wearing a Buc-ee shirt right now. A Halloween Buc-ee shirt.
I thought the Juggalos were all into makeup. How
No.
much for a silicone version of this mask?
This mask will only be latex. It will not be silicone. You can kind of mold for one or the other. So this is going to be latex.
sorry, it's me again. Between the upper palate and the lip, there is a muscle about an inch thick. Make a great snarl and can eat ants or make a great fisherman. That's how all the teeth fit. This is D.M. Cash.
Well, if I see it, I'll sculpt it. But if it's covered by the lip, then it's covered.
What about killer clowns from outer space? Asks Plastic Ninja.
No. No. I'm generally not a fan of Chiodo Brothers sculpture because it's a little cartoony. A few things in theirs I like, but they did the Killer Clowns. I'm not a huge fan. Now, where did she say there's a muscle? Read that again.
This is DM Cash. Between the upper palate and the lip, there is a muscle about an inch thick. It makes a great snarl and can eat ants or make a great fisherman. That is how all the teeth fit.
Oh, yeah, because their lip is really flexible, and I'm sure that'll show up. Oh, yeah, see, that's what I was looking for, is that those lines on the snout.
Sean Rago did get his mask. He took everything out to wear to Home Depot. That's great. Hi, Michael Lesnar.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. Well, actually, I had to work on my birthday. I worked a night shift, so it was not like other birthdays, but I kind of think that I have birthdays on other days. So there's good stuff all around. So it's it was not a typical birthday, but that's okay. There's still good stuff. I have difficulty making two-part molds due to leaks. Can you give any tips?
Make them so they don't leak. That is the butthole answer. The easy answer is honestly make more of them until you really can make them so they don't leak. Because it's just fit and finish, man. It's precision, and it's probably your mold wall is causing you the problem, where you are your mold wall isn't perfectly perpendicular to the sculpture. And then because it's a little bit of an angle, you have real sharp plaster there. Instead of a 90-degree on both sides, one side is sharper, and then it breaks off. And that causes, it's going into your mold wall at that point. Or you damage the wall when you are taking the mold apart. That causes leaks. Okay, I'm looking at my reference material here. Yeah, I know that someone said the nose looks piggish, but I'm close. I think maybe that's a little tighter than that.
Well, monsters you craft, which one do you think would look the least silly if they were to say Ooga Booga? It will not surprise you when I say this is from Jordan.
Jordan.
Who's Jordan?
Jordan, calm down a little friend. Calm down. But none of them would look silly doing that. As an actor, you have to be able to make your character be able to do anything. Only bad actors say my character wouldn't do that. Good actors will find a way to make it work.
Plastic Ninja says, you wooed me. I love Killer Clowns. They did amazing stuff with their budget.
Yeah, they did great stuff with their budget. Doesn't mean I like it. I just don't like that style. A, I don't like clowns, and B, I don't like aliens. So alien clowns, right out.
Joseph Portella, hello. Received my blanks today. I can't wait to start painting them.
Hello,
Also love
Joseph.
the little extras that came with them. I am so glad. Joseph, you have to send us pictures of what you do with your blanks.
Yeah, I would love to see the finished pieces.
We want to see what you made. Thank you, Joseph. So sweet. Glad you liked the little special surprises. Chat Smith. Juggalos are insane clown posse fans. They love clown masks.
Yes, they do. They're not all makeup based. DM, how's my nose looking?
Where do you work?
Me? I work at Dark Hour Haunted House in Plano, Texas. I'm the director.
Jim Orbitz. No, Alan did not cook me a wonderful meal because I had to work. So I was on the night shift and I worked till late into the night. But when I got home, he did have for me a 3 a.m. martini,
That's right.
which was absolutely delicious. And that was kind of my dinner. But I'm sure there were some nutrients in there somewhere.
There was an olive in it.
There was an olive in it.
That's like dinner.
Yeah. Do you get to help pick the theme of your haunt? Oh, I'm sorry. This is for Paul Bennett. My apologies, Harvey. Gotcha. Everybody, thanks for helping out, Paul.
Paul needs help.
Paul needs the closed captions, which are not showing.
Yeah.
They're trying to help him get the closed captions. So they're until he does, they're telling him what's on. Jordan Easel. Do you know of Kevin Borby, owner of Lula's Puppets?
I don't.
Chad Smith. I made a hand mold today with body double and did the zipper cut you told me about. Worked perfectly. Thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it.
Paul Bennett says, this year I go with an insane asylum. Next year is Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, it's so awesome. Tell Paul I'm very excited about his Alice in Wonderland.
Big Dog said, hello, Big Dog. The nose holes open when they are sniffing on a big exhale. Alice in Wonderland would be a cute one. Jordan says, have you ever made pieces for knots?
Yeah, I have actually. Yes. They ordered a bunch of gloves from me.
Alice in Wonderland with White Rabbit blastings would be so much fun.
With White Rabbit what?
Blasting would be so much fun. White Rabbit the song.
Oh. Who's it by?
Jefferson Starship, but also Pink does an amazing rendition. Alan, question. What's a good paint to use on pool noodles so they won't chip?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
There's not a good paint for pool noodles, okay? What I have, the best luck that I've had with pool noodles is shrink wrap them with plastic. So cover them with plastic and then just paint that plastic with a plastic friendly spray paint, or spray adhesive first and then spray paint.
Bear is really coming into focus.
I've not had a good chance. It's so hard to paint polyethylene foam, and that is what it is. It's hard to
What kind
paint.
of gloves did you make for knots?
They were long finger gloves and claw gloves back when John Cook was there.
Is that a wet sponge you're using on the clay?
It is a wet sponge, and it's some nasty water, so I'm going to switch it out.
Are you going to put upper lips on or do that when you have hair, when you hair it?
No, lips are bottom lip and upper lip are both going to go back on. They're just off right now because they're just off right now.
Ooh,
So I can work on the teeth.
Rachel Powell, White Rabbit by Egypt Central is the best. Thank you, Rachel. I will check that out.
Egypt
It's
Central.
a great song. I'll see it. Logan K says a bug on the sculpt.
That happens. We're in Texas.
The bear has fleas. Hello, Happening Mojo. In terms of haunt layout, do you prefer a big open space? Wow, gosh, guys. Do you prefer a big open space that you could then subdivide or pre-existing rooms? Example. Would you prefer to convert an empty store or a school?
I would rather go with the empty store because you have more options and you have better long-term options. Your short-term options are the same, but if you want to change your layout in a couple years, then you're going to wish that you had a,
There's a bug somewhere up there that's not gonna.
well, he gonna die.
He's crawling into the mouth. They're all having a fit about the bug. DM Cash, great nose, more upward snarl. They protect their nose with their teeth. They never cheated before last night. Feel invested now. So fun for an old track. Jordan says, will we see full body animatronics soon?
No, probably not for me. What I do, do you mean for me or do you mean in general? Because they do have them, other companies do full body animatronics. I work in one field and I want to be good at my field as opposed to, I just want to get better at what I'm doing right now, if that makes any sense.
Psycho Axe Man, look at them teeth on that. Very nice.
What's up, Psycho?
I built 2 scissor props this year for padded room and operation room. So I'm working on next is a woman in a chair screaming, also pulling hair out. That's all in it.
Cool.
More teeth says cobwebs and candlesticks.
This is the right amount of teeth for a bear, though. Like,
And Jordan asks, will we see full body animatronics soon? He also says, in general, articulated costume pieces.
I do some of that, but I don't know, like, right off, not right away. I have a lot of things to finish, and this year's schedule is just so weird.
Is that a Halloween Bucky's shirt?
Did we say that the nose is in the wrong angle and it should be pointed up? Did I hear that?
Great nose, more upward snarl. They protect their nose with their teeth.
Every visual reference that I'm seeing, the nose is flat. But I think my nose could be higher because I'm kind of going off of the nose and their nose is up a little bit.
Is that a Halloween Bucky shirt? They want to see your shirt.
It is a Halloween Bucky shirt. It is the Bucky Beaver as a ghost, and on the back is Booyah,
And it glows in the dark.
and it does glow in the dark.
Psycho X-Men says. I'm stuck at work for 2 more hours on lunch now, so I figure I'll bug you. Full body animatronics are not cheap, says Falstaff's Animatronic Workshop.
Hey, good to see you on, sir. That is the animatronic expert right there, guys.
Booyah, is that a Texas thing?
It's a Bucky's.
Will you do a different texture technique on its nose or just use the chip brush?
I will certainly do a different texture.
Instead of going, go ahead.
I'll probably put a lot of little pores in it with the back of a paintbrush or sculpting tool.
Body Geeks, instead of going stilts, have you sculpted a mask where the actor's face is in the chest area? I was thinking it would be a good concept for fully rotational head.
I have. What I don't like about it is how lifeless it kind of becomes. Because it's just, you can't get life in it. It really needs the actor inside of there in order to bring it life.
103 people are watching.
They're watching me screw up a bear
On
nose.
a Tuesday night. That is amazing.
Hi, everybody. Truly. Thank you for joining us.
So nice, thank you. Big Dog says, I'm from Alaska where the bear is close, the teeth are bigger, and seems like there are more.
Well, I looked at the skull when I did it, so
Unknown Origin FX says, I was stationed on a ship named Bear. Definitely want to get a mounted bear next one day. Stuart Young, I have to go, y'all. Have a good night. Good night, Stuart.
good night, Stuart.
That nose position looks much better.
Thank you. I'm trying. I can be taught. I can be taught. I like it that it stands a little more proud. And all this mess here is going to be fixed by when I put the upper lip on. I've really done very little to change the shape of the nose. But I got to get this back. My nose is separating a little bit where I cut it the other day. Can you guys see that line that's showing up? Is that crack? Okay.
Adam Savage seems to have a particularly difficult time with the nose of his bear costume build. It's a unique shape.
It is a unique shape. But everything is a unique shape, really. Sculpting is hard. It's because a lot of it is, there's just a lot of things that we think we see, and there's things that we think are a certain way, and maybe they're not.
What clay are you using?
This is just water-based clay,
You're using wet clay.
pretty much.
Yep, once the lip is on the nose, it will be fine. It is bear crack.
Bear crack. See, and I put that popsicle stick in there at an angle to just take some of that weight off. And now I can just do this number here, and that's gone. If you have a piece that's fallen off, don't be afraid to fix it.
Oh man, I am home. The kids have been watching this while I've been driving. Cowards everywhere. Hello, Ezekiel.
Hey, Ezekiel.
Psycho says he likes that technique. Nick Kreider. I remember Adam Savage molding a sheet of Kydex plaster over a form for his bare nose. The texture is pretty realistic.
Yeah, the Kydex has that hair cell texture on it, and it works good. He did very well with his bear costume. I saw that build. I'm going to do an angrier bear, certainly. This texture here that I'm putting on with the brush, I'm softening it with this little bit of soapy water first. And now I'm putting this texture on. That's going to be easy to glue hair to. It'll stick better than it would to smooth latex. But soon I got to put the lips on. When I put the lips on, man, I'm really close. Bear ears, they don't have a lot of detail that you can see because there's so much hair in them. So I'm not worried about ear detail per se.
Chad Smith says bamboo skewer.
You know what? Bamboo skewers are a little thin. I kind of prefer the tongue depressor or popsicle stick because a bamboo skewer, if that weight sits on it, it'll cut it because it's like a blade almost. So you have to be careful when you're using the bamboo skewers. Yes, they work, but they work for straight in. They don't necessarily work. That weight was sagging forward, and that was part of the problem. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying load-wise and engineering, temporarily, I was more correct. And doing his hair pattern is going to be fun.
You bang it overnight with a damp towel.
Yep, yeah, that would soften it.
I had like 3 tubs of air dried clay. I hate it so much. Cracks and falls off overnight. I have to speed sculpt because I have money issues for buying clay.
I hear you. That is a legitimate concern.
If the wood supports them, will it interfere with cleaning out the mold later?
No, I'll just pull them out.
Will this bear be realistic or like a prophecy bear?
I have the option to do both. He'll be fairly realistic here, but then I can add on to him to change him up, and that's how I intend to get a prophecy bear and some other things happening.
What do you mean by 2-part air dry clay? Oh, this is for cobwebs. Sorry. They're having a conversation.
I'm rolling out what is going to become his upper lip.
What is paper clay?
Paper clay is something that is often used in paper mache. It's a mix of, normally it's toilet paper that's shredded and some other things. Sometimes it's called porcelain clay. Okay.
Looks great, Alan. No cracks. Yep, we can't really get wet clay here in Thailand. So plastilina or paper clay.
Plastilina.
Plastilina. Do you know what that Glenn Ennis dude that played the stunt guy on FVJ and Deadpool's Colossus played the bear in The Revenant?
Can you say that again?
Did you know that Glenn Ennis, dude that played the stunt guy in FVJ
Okay.
and Deadpool's Colossus, played the bear in The Revenant? Unknown Origin FX.
I did not know that.
Will you show us how to make the pattern for the fur cowl?
When it comes up, sure.
You have a tub of clay and a B tub of clay, and you need equal parts together, and you sculpt with it, cobwebs and candlesticks.
Yeah, that's AB clay, like a polymer clay.
Good evening, gang. I like the bear. It's looking cuddly. I love the fish monster in the background, too.
Thanks. He is not as cuddly.
Have you ever been approached or considered another sculptor to make for you or carry their mask along with yours? I understand it would have to meet your standards or whatnot. Just curious.
Yeah, actually, War Piggin that you see on my site, my friend Al Driver sculpted. Sure. On my site now, I mean, there's the haunted headdresses. I don't make those. Stacy makes those, but they're something that haunters need.
And hats.
So yeah, hats. Mm-hmm.
The black and white fish man looks great too. They're looking punchy.
Thanks.
The upper lip immediately made it look better.
Yeah. I mean, lips are good. We all like lips, don't we? Too much happening there in the lip department. Pull that back a little. A sculpt I very recently saw by my friend Jim. You know what? I'm really terrible. I forget his company name. I think it's Evil Jim Studios or Evil J's, something like that. But he did a clown sculpt. But what I liked about it was that you could, when you looked at it, the lip was loose and free, and the teeth were obviously rooted in a skull, you know? And that, I really like that feel. I'm gonna kind of go for that on this one.
The hats look fantastic. Vic Springsteen. The hats on the website or the hats for... Show which one. Let's see. Lips make the monster.
Lips can help for sure.
Okay guys, Amazon Prime has wet clay. And with Prime there's no shipping cost. We use it all the time. Says Linda Forbes.
Yeah, she gave that tip before.
He needs a Clint Eastwood snarl.
I don't know that that's true.
Psycho Axeman was wondering when the werewolf will ship. Well, we gotta get your gloves and your chest.
Yeah, I'll probably get him all together, and today is Tuesday. He'll probably ship Friday. Yeah, he'll probably ship Friday. We're only going to the post office once a week, because here we're still under shelter in place. So I try to get a batch of things, you know, ready to go.
Everyone that comes up through their industry has a mentor. Have you ever thought about how many people you are a mentor to, unbeknownst to you?
I will tell you what. I'll tell you something that happened to me that was kind of remarkable. And nearly brought me to tears. Not last year, but the year before, we had the chance to go to Mask Fest in Indianapolis, Indiana. And walking the couple aisles of Mask Fest, how many people came out of their booth and explained that I'm the reason they got into mask making, or they've learned so much from me, really floored me. It just really hit me. So, have I thought about it? No. Has it been made evident to me once or twice? Yeah. Yeah, those are always surreal moments when that happens.
Psycho says, cool, as long as it gets to here by my birthday, which is May 19th. Okay, Psycho Axeman, noted.
That should be fine. Even with how bad shipping is nowadays.
Alan, who were your mentors?
Um, you have to look at the work of Ray Harryhausen, um, Dick Smith, Jack Pierce, um,
Don Post?
yeah, Don Post masks, absolutely. They're constantly evolving, you know. Uh, there's all kinds of people who kind of set me on my path.
Alan, how about a couple of snarl wrinkles across the muzzle towards the back of the eyes? It will add intensity. This is Gregory Haynes, who is hopefully joining us from Monson.
Once I get to that point, yes. Right now I'm on lip duty, and I have to kind of see the lips through, and then I'll add things like that. Those details are kind of the last ones. Ed Edmonds is huge. Ed Edmonds is a big influence, absolutely, without doubt.
Will War Piggin go out on Friday?
Yeah, probably. Probably. I have some grave diggers to finish up tomorrow, and I'll get War Piggin painted up
I
tomorrow.
wanted to go to a trade show, but it's postponed to 2021. Fall minute. Chad Smith. I have to go to Mask Fest this year. I've never been, but I would love to go. It just falls during a busy time for me and my aunt.
Man, I hear you. Me too. That's why I've only been once.
And that was just because we were in town to train.
Yeah, I was in town to train someone else's actors, so
We
that's
just
why
went
it
to-
worked out.
Will you cast the teeth separately?
No, it's all going to be together.
I haven't found of any place in Oklahoma that sells wet clay, so I get it from a seller on eBay a few bucks cheaper than Amazon. Outside Tulsa. Horror Beauty. I was going to Transworld, but it got canceled. Horror Beauty, next 2021. We hope to meet you. I like how you smooth the lip on the table, then apply it. I usually add it to a sculpt, then I smooth it. And Psycho Axeman.
Well, it depends. I mean, bare lips are so fluid. You know, they really have a lot of motion. And I needed to catch that, and I'm still going to add on to this because the bare lips are just ridiculous. That's kind of what one of the things that screams bear is this lip that does this pucker number here. Okay, but I am ready to look at the sculpture from a different angle, a little further away. Oh yeah, I hate this. Don't fix that.
Love to meet you, Harvey. That'd be great. 2021 is going to be the big Transworld. Can't wait, says Ezekiel.
Oh, I think it's going to be huge.
Cobwebs and Candlesticks. Frazetta is awesome. He is a huge influence on me. Also, Ken Kelly.
Frazetta, Basil Gogos. I'm hearing some thunder just now. Yeah, I heard it.
There's nothing on the radar close enough to us right now. It's all in Wichita Falls. But I'm watching. Yeah, real quick. Maybe that was a dog.
Could have been a dog. It's a dog. It's a snoring dog. It's a real snoring dog.
So you said Basil Gogos. Who are your other those who you're talking about?
Yeah, Basil Gogos.
I love that shirt. Where did you get it?
Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is a kind of a truck stop here, but no trucks are allowed. It's a person stop.
It's a giant Texas-sized
It's hard to explain.
convenience stop with a massive amount of clean bathrooms, good food, hot coffee, and cheap gas. It's just kind of mecca in the dark when you're traveling. And that is why I went to Monster Camps as Big Dog. And now my garage is set up for everything. Tables, stands, paints, and a shoe rack full of sofa.
You have a shoe holder too?
Zika Bradshaw, you know it's going to be epic due to the axe this year, says Horror Beauty. I agree. Jim Owens, I'm going to leave the mask making to experts, but I will try a lot on small projects from YouTube Winston.
Nothing's wrong with that, and I don't know that I'm an expert. I keep trying, I keep learning, but I don't know that I'm an expert.
Justin Pfeiffer says he's awesome. He can't wait to get his pig.
I'm going to try and find a sculpting tool to blend those in.
Good night, Psycho Axe Man.
Good night, Psycho. Honey, I need you to tell a story real quick so I know exactly where the tool is that I need to get. It's over at the house.
Oh, the house?
Yep. Talk to him.
Where in the house?
I know where it is.
Better not be in the kitchen.
Talk to him.
Okay, so I say this because there's a reason why. In the many years that we have had a workshop on premises, and this property obviously, but in our former home that we lived in for, 14 years, Alan turned the garage into a monster shop, and it was a small garage. They call it a 2-car garage. It was little, guys. It was small, and of course it was filled with stuff. And he would have a friend over who would be working on whatever it is that they were working on together. Mask making, leather working, whatever amazing things they were making. It was always cool. But like often on shop nights, he would have someone over there working with him. But Alan, and I'm saying this when he's not in the room, and he can play it back, and that's fine. But he has a tendency to not necessarily put his tools back. Now, that is not a surprise to a lot of you, but he has a tendency to not put his tools back at the end of the night, in which when he goes to look for them, they are not to be found. So when he was looking for whatever it is he was looking for, and he couldn't find it, he would send whoever it was he had working with him that night into the kitchen. He would not go into the kitchen, but he would send somebody else, whoever his henchman for that night,
we call them.
whoever his henchman was for that night, he would send them into the kitchen, say, "Go get my wife's good chef knife. Go get my wife's paring knife. Find my wife's steak knives and take one, but don't let her see you doing that."
Right.
So I would be doing whatever I'm doing, and I would see one of our friends pecking around the kitchen. "What on earth are you doing?" "Nothing, Mrs. Hobbs." "Well, why are you in the kitchen?" Alan asked me to pick something up. And basically, Alan knew
I didn't want to get in trouble.
Alan knew that he was not supposed to be taking my good cooking knives, my good, sharp, beautiful, well-preserved kitchen knives. But he would send one of his henchmen in to do his wicked bidding. And this happened many times, to the point where his friends would flat out say, "I'm not going. I won't go. You do it yourself," because they did not want me to catch them. And this caused for many an evening of me chasing our friends out of the kitchen while taking the knife away from them, because that is not what it's for. It's kind of like if you sew, if there's anyone out there who sews, and someone uses your sacred sewing scissors for cutting something other than fabric, there is this massive rebellion and a great deal of turmoil that comes from that. And so the same thing if you are a cook, in which I am, and someone takes your good cooking knife and uses it to cut silicone, latex, leather, or any other non-culinary
Upholstery
item.
foam.
Upholstery foam.
They're really good for upholstery foam.
Yes, this happened for a while. So now that we have a separate shop and a separate kitchen, this does not happen as much. But, my darling friends, let me assure you, I still watch. I still watch. And with that, back to you, Alan.
See, I don't think I don't think Dark Hour ever bought any sculpting tools. It's all just my sculpting tools that I took there and left. So I had to bring some home because I'm home a lot right now. See, I put those little worms on for that snarl wrinkle we were talking about. And I blended them in with the back of a tool. And now I am using a brush to smooth them out a little further. And I'll go even more, pulling them back a little bit. Because they go on, too heavy. Now I'm going to grab...
I would love to go to Trans World, says Mine Cook Award.
You should do it, man.
Hard call quest. You guys are relationship goals. Let's see. My dad once went on a fishing trip with his pal in Florida. He went without a Buc-ee's T-shirt, but he certainly had one when he came back. I don't think they're local.
There's a few Buc-ee's out there. They're in other parts of the country.
Nick Elbow. Hello, everyone. I have to say, this is very cool to see this creation come to life. Great work. This live stream makes life not feel so lonely.
Oh, awesome. You know what? And that's what it's all about. That's one of the reasons why we do this, because well, this is something that it's engaging. People do enjoy seeing it, and I don't mind talking about sculpting or haunted houses or just prop making or whatever while I work. So it's kind of nice.
What? Not Alan. Alan always puts his tools in. Scissors used on hair. This is Michelle Schulte. Thank you, Michelle. Sounds like what my kids con each other to do, says Junkyard Hooligans. I know better than to ever use my wife's sewing scissors. House staff's animatronic friction. When you're alone sculpting, what kind of music gets you going?
I don't listen to music. I listen to audio. Normally they're fantasy stories or urban fantasy. That's what I listen to mostly while I'm sculpting.
I used to cut cut the grass with my mom's sewing scissors. Brian? What's
Wow.
wrong with you?
Nice.
No! I found some super cheap clay you need to fire. Will it still dry without firing? I want something that doesn't dry.
Yeah, it'll dry. I mean, all water-based clay dries out. That's one of the properties. You have to go to an oil-based.
Nick Ryder. Oh, Alan, if Shannon has an electric knife, those things work wonders on a upholstery foam. Thank you, Nick!
I have my own electric knife. Thank you very much.
Is your sculpting kit small or like Don Lanning's?
It's good sized. I mean, I'll just show you. I've got, I got two of these big boys with all kinds of things in it.
Oh, Alan, we got to do a group meetup at Transworld. I promise to behave myself, says Ezekiel. Ezekiel, I know we are watching this year. I expect Transworld to be huge next year, and we would have to have some kind of Stilt Beast YouTube gathering night. I agree. But there's some serious and awesome people on here.
There are. Do I want to meet better?
I know how you feel, Shannon. My knives are my babies. Thank you, Jamie. Your tagline says line cook, so I'm feeling that you probably understand me, but my knives are a big deal to me. And my kitchen's a big deal to me. Booba Bear is looking good.
Thanks.
Use an oiled wax-based clay-like Plastilina, Chavant, J-Mac, or Monster Clay natural fire clays get crumbling. Doesn't stay moldable, says Captain Mojo.
Yeah, you want a wax-based clay. That's not going to dry out. Or an oil-based clay, that won't dry out.
Thomas R. Biggest argument my wife and I ever had in the past 30 years was over my wife using my incredibly expensive film scissors to cut up dandelions.
How dare she?
Now, Thomas, really?
How dare
I
she?
think you're being a little unreasonable.
I don't.
I have a rule: if it makes it to the garage, I can use it. It says cobwebs and cameras. Yes, but cobwebs. How did it get to the garage?
Inertia.
No, Alan would send his henchmen to do his wicked bidding, so it got to the garage. It just wasn't so
I didn't put it there.
Connie Pierce, Alan, you are an excellent instructor. I've learned so much at Monster Camp 4 and Krampus Lab and your YouTube Wednesdays. I now have your own monster making shop and I'm having a blast.
Hooray!
It's all from your instructing. Connie, when we do a full head Monster Camp one day, you can, and Locke are going to have to come because you guys are just killing it.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Well, they might have made so many
Yeah,
full
they
head
didn't
masks
need
by
that.
then they don't need it.
Exactly. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much. Incredible support. Hello, Kurt Mattia. Rob O'Brien. Once the sewing scissors are used for something else, they are only really good for stabbing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Bear mask would be perfect for eating Goldilocks. Lord have mercy, Paul Bennett. That's terrible.
It would indeed. She was uppity. She deserved it. Guys,
Take
we're,
a nap. Thanks for another video. Good night, Hugo from Brazil. Be well. Boris says good night.
that's right. Boris says goodnight.
Boris says good night. 98 people are watching on Tuesday night.
Hello, 98 peeps.
I have about $10,000 in knife in my kitchen. Retired chef. I am a big dog. Really? Big dog. I
Oh.
didn't know you were a retired chef. You should have said something.
She'd have put you to work cooking.
No, I couldn't. You're there for other things, but my goodness, I was certainly up my game. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Now she
amazing.
thinks you were judging her food.
No. Big dog, that's awesome. $101 people are watching. Tuckwork Studios, hello. At the scenic company you used to work for had to fight for left-handed scissors.
I could see that.
People get very possessive on the tools.
Now those lines I just put in, they look terrible, right? Because I just kind of gouged them in. Well, now I'm going to do a technique called trenching, where I'm knocking the corners off of them. And they're going to start looking more like wrinkles than like big tool marks or gouging marks. I'm just going in with a big loop tool and I'm knocking off the edges. First you'll see it looks a little sawtooth. then we'll smooth it out. And that'll look more like a wrinkle. Sometimes I smooth it out and I gotta do it again.
Do you cut foam and fur with them? Oh, good God. Sorry.
Was that for me?
I got my werewolf today and I scared 6 out of 7 kids. Blue American Monkey. Stacy Carroll, I think that is you. I just got your email. I hope that you got to scare kids. I hope you had fun with that. Shannon, one of my knives is $164. I dropped one and had to replace it. Oh my gosh, that's hot.
Who was that?
That is line cook Jamie Fetz. How long will wet clay last if you are making a mask?
I've kept the sculpt going 4 or 5 months. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you certainly can. Sorry guys, I'm a little quiet right now because I'm focused. This is focus. All right, there we go. Now I got some stress in that snout. I have some action happening there. I want to put some texture in the nose.
I'm with you, line cook. I did not know Big Dog was a chef. My 7-year-old says, you look so focused and the bear looks awesome. That is the secret.
Awesome, thank you.
I own 3 spoons worth over $3. Chris wants to. Awesome, that's great.
I'm with you. I keep the same cup from a gas station for weeks.
Will wet clay stay soft for like 5 days?
If you keep it wet, it will. It could dry out if you don't keep it moist. I just keep mine moist while I'm working with it. While I'm working.
No pressure, but I think this bear is going to be better than the shark. And it was really good.
Well, it's going to be bear-like. The shark, I hope, was shark-like. And I hope that the bear is bear-like. So they're a little different. I don't mind them being compared, but, you know.
Can I leave the clay overnight and will it be fine?
No, spray it down with water and then cover it with a plastic bag.
Need to add Goldilocks hairs or clothing with a little skin and blood like tear and stick it in his mouth. Oh, goodness.
Well, okay, you guys are obsessed with sticking things in their mouth. I do that after the mask is made. That way, I have options. I could do one with an arm in its mouth. I could do one with Goldilocks in its mouth. Speaking of in its mouth, I would like to put some detail lines in there.
Nice plastic pipe. How sensitive is the detail in latex mask? At what point do details not show up?
In the mold, or I don't quite understand what you're asking.
I have Henkels that are 30 years old to Kramer knives that are 2 years old. I have a few from Japan. Talking about chef's knives. It's big dog.
Okay. Now I think I'm working on teeth again. So you come back to stuff. Before, the teeth were done enough to fit with the rest of the sculpture, and now they're not. Now they stand out like they need something done to them. So I'm going to do it.
The guy from Monster Tutorials who made a mask at one of your camps used the trench technique on one of his videos. Do you teach that at the camp?
I do.
There's Nicopino that she's talking about, Eduardo.
Yep.
Monster Camp 2.
Yes.
What if you stuck a dismembered arm holding a dead possum in the mouth for 2, or a 2 for 1?
Cobwebs.
They want something in his mouth.
You have problems. Glad 1980's not here. He would say, put a shrimp in his mouth.
Yeah. Alan Bennett, thumbs up. Thank you. How much does your camp cost? Do you allow kids to?
I would allow children who are, let's say, 13 and up.
Their parent there.
My wife says their parent has to be there.
Logan, the camp is $550 for 3 days, a 3-day weekend, which includes all of your supplies, and we feed you, and you are here for 3 days for Monster Camp. And you have to provide your travel to here, or to the hotel, the host hotel, or whichever hotel you like to stay. If you stay at the host hotel, we provide shuttle to and from because we live in the country. But if you wish to live elsewhere and you have your own transportation, then that doesn't matter. If you wish to bring someone who is who is under 18, we need to have a parent there, and we have what we call observer spots. So if someone brings someone who is very underage, under 18, that parent can come and have an observer spot, which is $200, which means it covers their food for the weekend. And basically, they are in the shop with us the whole time, and notoriously, they end up making something
I
anyway.
put them to work.
Oh my God, they always end up joining in because we're having so much fun. But we still need to have a parent there if you are under 18. And that's usually what that observer spot is. And that means that they get fed.
It's a parent or spouse spot. Really.
Yeah, exactly. And they're having fun. And they're just here with us just in case because you are underage. But that is how Monster Camp works.
And we don't let you drink.
No, you cannot have alcohol if you are underage.
Yeah. You can't have any. You're too young.
Body Geek says the possum should be eating a shrimp. Put a prawn in his mouth. What about a bear tongue? The bear needs a shark in his mouth, says Ezekiel. Ezekiel, really? Logan K, we hope you can join us sometime. Monster Camp is super special. Big Dog is on right now, and he was at Monster Camp 4. And we have Connie and Kenny Pierce, Lockhart, and Connie Pierce, who were also at Monster Camp 4. So we've got some people who were here. Chad Smith. I wasn't so much compromising the shark to the bear, but just pointing out that in the past few sculpts, it seems you're getting better with each one. None have been bad. I just noticed the improvements.
Well, that's what I aim to do. My goal is to get better with each one.
Horror Beauty says, I vote nothing in the mouth on this time around.
Yeah, I'm with Horror Beauty on that one.
Lockhart says, I was going to make a full bear dragging a shark around by the tail. And Big Dog says, a salmon. You guys are nuts. Kurt Mattia, if all goes well, we're going to visit Dark Hour this year. Chris Lonsdale, will the bear be able to shoot lasers from its eyes? Asking for a friend.
I suppose it's possible. Yes.
Nick Kreider, I'd like to jump back to the start of the stream every so often and pick up on the changes of the sculpt.
Cool. I had not thought about doing that.
Are you sculpting a tongue?
I don't think I'm going to sculpt a tongue because of how in the way the teeth would be. And I've already braced both bottom and top jaw with popsicle sticks. So I can't just cut them off and work. And I don't think I don't think it's going to change a lot having a tongue in there. Visually, I think that you're just going to see bear, you know?
We have an iconic bear in Australia, this is Ezekiel, for a rum. The brand is called Bundy Bear.
Bundy bear.
Blue American Monkey, I really like the muscles in the bare face. It helps with the fierceness.
We try. It's all about the bear
It's good
fierceness.
to hear from you, Blue American Monkey. Good to hear from you.
Who is Blue American
That's
Monkey?
Stacy Howard. You sent
Oh.
a package to.
Yeah, because I'm here and I'm not looking at comments a lot, I'm not as good with names as my wife is.
It's okay. I'm like conduit.
Right. Sometimes I lie to you because I'm sculpting a bear tongue right now. It's not going to be a super detailed, amazing bear tongue. It'll be just enough for me to go in there and throw some paint on. But it'll be there.
I'm now finding that reskinning old animatronics is quite a challenge, says Lockhart. Scott Creighton, good night everyone. Thank you, Alan and Shannon. See you soon. Good night, Scott.
Good night, Scott.
Hold it. Just thought of it. If building a bear prop with the mask, hook up the air tube in his mouth from his neck, like spitting out Goldilocks, also would break Goldilocks' body in half with his arm. It's a problem.
So he's talking about adding an effect to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be kind of neat. We do that a lot at Dark Hour, where the effect is kind of built into the room, but channeled through the costume.
Richard McGrath, England, hello. Hi there. Will the bear have any blood on the fur? And what's his name?
Most likely, the bear will have blood on the fur. On the polar bear version, for sure. I don't know about any other versions. He does not, as of yet, have a name. Honey, how many people are on?
99.
99 people are on.
We don't do naming of such things until Wednesday.
Okay. Shannon says,
Don't you do it.
I cannot have you guys name this bear today. We have to wait till Wednesday.
Isn't Wednesday the, wait a minute, isn't Wednesday the day, you shouldn't just throw these things out there. Isn't Wednesday the day in which you let everybody vote on what your new sculpt will be?
Yes.
Okay, so that in itself causes a tremendous amount of chaos. If you're going to name the bear, I would name it on a different night. But if you're feeling rambunctious and would like to throw chaos to the wind, then you go ahead and make that happen. I'm just gonna tell you, it's 7 minutes till 10 p.m.
So it's probably not a good night to name the bear.
Hey, you make it work.
That's
out.
what my wife says. But tomorrow, I'm going to try and mold the bear.
All I can think of right now is the Chuck E. Cheese Creepy Bear. Says hard.
I'll take it.
Oh, then it says, or shaking her body with his bloody drip, with his blood dripping from his mouth.
Bear shake is really nice.
Is it harder to sculpt something real like a bear than a fantasy monster? This is from Keith Baldwin.
Well, if you are sculpting something like a bear or a shark, you'll get someone on who's like has a PhD in sharks, like we had when I was doing the shark. And then we'll get a trapper on when I'm doing the bear who says, hey, that's not right. So no one can hop on and say, hey, your work is wrong. So I would say that these kind of animals are harder, more difficult. I will also say I think I enjoy them a little more. I don't enjoy them more. I just like sculpting. Sculpting's fun.
Would it be easier to glue one in after for mold's sake?
Glue a tongue in, probably is what they mean. Um, Either one is fine, but I hate pouring up multiple things to make one mask. If I'm going to make one mask, I don't want to have to pour up the mask and then the ears and then a tongue. I want to get it all in one whack and then do resin teeth. It's just a pain.
Ezekiel would like to lovingly remind you that in Australia it is Wednesday.
I see. I will lovingly remind Ezekiel, I'm not in Australia.
Chad Smith says, Beast Man. Body Geek says, Chaos Theory.
Yeah.
Bennett says, it's Tuesday here. The sculpt looks wicked awesome. The bear shape would be good. It's hard to read. Lisa Arnett, who, oh gosh, Lisa. Torrent. Gosh, I hope I said that right. Says, crossing fingers for Hammerhead or Merman.
I'll be honest with you, I think I have to mold tomorrow.
Hammerhead, Hard Beauty said Hammerhead will happen.
The problem is I'm going to have to mold tomorrow because I have a bear sitting here. I want to make another grave digger, so I have to do that.
The mouth looks awesome with the tongue. It's a boo-boo stealing some picnic baskets. I'll buy you a deep dish pizza if I get to name the bear.
Who's that?
Big Dog.
Holy moly.
Big Dog, you're cheating.
Be on tomorrow, my friend. Be on tomorrow.
He just totally went to the front
We
of the
will
class.
make it
Big
look
Dog.
like an accident.
Big Dog, you cheated. I agree with a monster. Nobody can tell if you're wrong. It's your own creation. Alan, what's the name of the bear? Now they all want to know.
We're finding out. Big Dog's going to tell us tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, Big Dog, you so cheated.
Well, what's going to happen? Tomorrow, while I'm molding, we will run the Name the Bear, and Big Dog will be there to collate all of the answers and pick which one it is.
Yes, you can hear a kitty. This is Jonesy, our ginger tabby, named after the kitty from Aliens.
Yes. Yeah.
Tomorrow is YouTube Wednesday, right?
It is. Yes, there'll be a video. When I leave here, I've got to go edit.
Alan, your baby walked in the room. I can hear them.
Oh, yeah.
Is that my grave digger you're going to work on? Says Larry Hughes. Hi, Larry.
That's one of them.
Hello, Taurus. Hello, Plastic Ninja. Did I miss anything? Big Dog names the bear. I can't wait to try deep dish, says Ezekiel. DM Cash. Bears don't pant. Nose needs middle connection to upper lip. I feel invested at this point. I can see a Jack Frost leading thick bear from a break away leash.
I do have the muscle here. I do have the connection from the nose to the lip.
What is the best way to attach a foam-filled head to a hard fiberglass body?
Make sure that your cut on the fiberglass body is even, and I would go ahead and foam fill the neck of the fiberglass body, and then drill a hole in each and put a pipe through both. I would pipe it, physical connection.
Thank you, Larry. Happy birthday to you too. Belated birthday to you as well.
Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this bear. There's one more piece that I want to work on. I'm gonna change my reference one more time before the end of the night here.
You should show a picture of John's because they heard him.
You could whip that camera around while I'm changing my reference. Oh.
That's awesome, Alan. Been binge watching your videos for the past 2 days. I actually made some meat books today for a yard hunt this year. Thank you, Chad.
Okay, that guy looks pretty good. Okay, I'm looking at one more reference.
You can turn the camera on us. You want to see Jonesy?
This is Jonesy the cat in his natural environment,
It's Jonesy.
distracting her from reading comments. I wonder how many awesome things people have said that you missed because you were not watching cat videos, you were making cat videos.
This is Jonesy. Jonesy survived alien attack. And Jonesy actually almost shut down Dark Hour one night, so he's a powerful creature.
He did. That's how he got to my house.
That's right.
An employee at Dark Hour brought him here. Well, brought him to Dark Hour. And my costuming ladies were getting no work done. So I had to have Shannon pick him up.
Bears can get their mouths open wide. No wonder they wreck humans when they fight.
Oh yeah, they have a giant jaw. And I'm going to build a moving jaw into this. I think these muzzle bits need to be more subtle. So I'm going to calm them down.
This cat shut down Dark Hour Haunted House.
Who said that?
Harvey was telling Paul Bennett.
Yeah.
This cat shut down Dark Hour. It's true. Almost, anyway. It was a show night.
Oh, it made us open. Made us be rushing to open. We weren't late. We don't open late, but
Ah. Bear movement, open mouth, arms, body, head. Move around 5, then Goldilocks body. Shake one body, kicker method. That's Paul Bennett. Whoever is translating.
he's writing a program for.
Is that the pledge? Is that the plague doctor I saw? So it's perfect time.
Yeah, I haven't worked on him since yesterday though. He's back there.
Where would I send a Photoshop picture of your skeleton to Country Bear Jamboree? Well,
You would send it to stiltbeaststudios@gmail.com. Stiltbeaststudios@gmail.com. Boy, it's pretty remarkable how subtle these wrinkles are getting because they just stand out a bit too much. But now, hopefully you guys can see that those they were made more subtle. But now you can see rake lines on them. because I've been raking them out. So I'm going to brush them out, which will erode even further.
Buddy stands for money, it's not really all illegal, it's just big dogs. Big dog space, he's getting bare custody. Thank you, Larry.
That's looking berry.
Is that, what are the worst shenanigans if someone tried to pull a dark out?
I'd kick somebody out for smoking a joint inside of the haunted house. Like while we're open, inside the haunt. They fired up a joint.
Bet Carl Cleaver had something to do with the shenanigans, says Ezekiel.
Oh no.
The back teeth get in the way of the moving jaw closing.
I don't think so. Because it's not even going to be at this angle. It's going to be a lot. The hinge point is going to be back here.
It's really awesome what you do, my new hero. By the way, did I hear you said you worked at Care on Church Street? I visited there between 1997 and 1998.
I worked there in 95 and 96, a bit of 97, because then I moved to Skull Kingdom.
Did a worker fire up a joint or a client?
Customer.
I left for a moment and I see huge changes. It looks so great. Kurt Mattias says, it's a polar bear. You can call him Barry White. Laura Kirchable!
What's up, girl?
Then there was this squirrel at dark hour. Well, that's true.
Yeah, we had a squirrel go into a power box and fry itself, which killed power to our building, which shut us down for a night.
We were like 2.5 hours into the evening in October.
Yeah.
The squirrel got electrocuted and it shut down the power.
I later found out it was actually a rat. But the guy who does that work, his boss told him he's always supposed to say it's a squirrel and don't say it's a rat.
Good night, cobwebs and candlesticks.
Good night, sir. So once again, I put the lines in, I trenched, and now I'm gonna kind of smooth them out a little more.
Do you really eat squirrels in Texas? Ezekiel? I'm sure somebody does, but we do not.
Like we don't.
No. No. I'm sure somebody does, just like somebody eats possum, but no, absolutely not. Bear's looking great.
Thanks.
We're now 10 minutes after 2.
Yeah, and I'm actually real close here.
Alan, great job on the snarl. Next, how about some rounding out of the mouth corners? They're a bit too angular for me.
You know what? Angular is scary. And I'm going to err on the side of fantasy for that. I was looking at that, and it would be a more natural curve in there. But the more rounding out I do, the less scary it gets. And I want to keep that fear. All right. I think I'm calling the bear done, guys. I think I'm calling the bear done. I have one little thing. As soon as I say that, I see something.
Come here. Bella.
All right. I wanted to get that. That looked a little tool marky. I wanted to get it more natural. Honey, you got to remember that Big Dog is bribing us.
Big Dog is what?
It's bribing us.
I'm not the one who's craving deep dish pizza. I'm gonna take a trip down to Texas to visit your haunt. I'm in Chicago. I do makeup, costume designing, and some prop building. I built a haunted amusement park last year for my yard.
Cool. Come see us. If all goes well, we're driving to Chicago in July for Midwest Haunters Convention. All right, so guys, this is what I'm calling the bear done. This is the bear. What you guys think? I'm not worried about back here because back here is just to bulk out the fur that's going to go on.
Will you plaster it live?
I'll probably mold him tomorrow live, yes.
Do you spray paint when the clay is dry or wet before the mold box?
I will not spray paint him. I am going to pledge him. I'm going to do one coat of pledge right now.
Explain what you're doing.
The pledge is going to be a barrier release between the clay and the plaster mold.
What kind of plaster do you use?
This will be molded in Ultra Cal 30.
When you fresh bears. Why are the eyes so recessed?
Because that's a human's eye.
It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, it's on a human head. So pushing the eyes out any further, the human would not be able to use their own eyes.
He does this before molding it over Cal 30. Okay, pledge.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Question. Is there a small hole that needs blending in on the left side of his nose at the eye? Maybe just looks that way in the camera.
Right here, it's not a hole, it's a low area. I don't really mind it. Adds a little bit of interest. If it really bothers you, I'll fix it.
Did you check out the Lazy Susans from IKEA?
I haven't yet, no.
Thank you, Stacy. Thanks for Stacy saying happy birthday.
Oh.
Thank you, Stacy, for catching out last night while I was working. Thank you, thank you.
And she liked your sweet gift.
I loved it. I've already sent her everything. Awesome.
There you go. All right, so that's set, that is done. Now this sculpture, I'm not gonna mess with spraying it with water because I covered it in pledge. I am gonna bag it. And tomorrow night, I'm gonna mold it. But right now, I gotta go edit YouTube Wednesday to make sure it's ready on time.
There we go.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I appreciate everybody watching and hanging out. Shannon, you did a great job on comments tonight. That's my wife. And thank you. Say good night, wife.
Good night, everybody. Be well.
And I'm going to say, go make stuff.